Attracting a narcissist is not good enough for you anymore. There's no point in being scared that you're going to attract one again. And there's no point in you holding back and not meeting anyone or putting yourself out there to date in case it repeats itself again. So I want to help you today. I want to give you the clues and tips to help you let go of that narcissistic pattern that made you attract a narcissist into your life. I'm Sunny Sekar, and a love coach, and I've been working with people to help them let go of their deeper issues. I actually had narcissistic people around me when I was younger, and that was something I had to let go of. I had to let go of the pain, the hurt, and also I had to step up into myself to become stronger, to become clearer on who I am, and also have clearer boundaries. These are all key factors in you letting go of that narcissistic pattern. We don't want you to be able to attract a narcissist again in your life. We're going to break down a couple of key things for you to be able to let go of the narcissist, to make sure that it doesn't come up again in your life, to take the lessons. And these lessons are going to be the most crucial lessons for you to be able to learn, for you to be able to grow, for you to be able to put yourself out there for a more beautiful new relationship. One without a narcissist. And yes, that's possible. Let's first of all talk about why do we attract a narcissist into our life? And most of the time, it's because it's what we're familiar with or it's what we're tolerating. So let's break both of them down into a bit more depth. So one is what you're familiar with. So this could be a father, a mother, a granddad, an uncle, a cousin, an older brother, older sister that had narcissistic traits, that were controlling, abusive, that were gaslighting you, that really undermined you, that didn't allow you to shine and be authentic. And every time you did, they'll put you down, they will lower you, they'll stop you, they'll control you. And because of that, you got used to it, and actually you start to please them. You started to form a pleasing personality that goes, you know what, you're a narcissist and I'm going to be nice to you. And you know what, we're getting on in life. We're just getting by, me and you. So this is fine. And now you go out there to attract a partner and this person treats you in that same way. And guess what? You go, oh, I'm used to this. And therefore, I'm going to continue with this relationship because I don't know any better. I want you to know, first of all, it's not your fault. I want you to also know, please stop being hard on yourself, because it's not your fault that you attracted this narcissist. It's because of circumstances around you that led you to this. But it is your responsibility now to be able to let go of it, take accountability, and make the changes necessary in order for you to be able to create a better life and not have the fear that you're going to attract a narcissist again. So as we're in this journey of attracting a narcissist and bringing this person into our life, and us just accepting this person for who they are, we enable their behavior. We allow them to continue treating us in this way. Therefore, they think it's fine, and we tolerate it and allow it to happen, which gives them the permission to continue treating us like that. It gives you the permission to carry on being treated in that same way. And then it comes to a breaking point and you're like, this is too much for me. I can't do this anymore. I completely get it. There was a client of mine and she actually had a narcissistic mother. Her narcissistic mother would always be controlling, abusive, rude to her. And she actually became a pleaser to her mother, which enabled that behavior. And why did she do that? Because she goes, I don't want to cause any more chaos at home. I don't want to cause any more pain around the people that I have and love. And because of that, she tolerated the abuse from her mother. Now, she went into a relationship, and the thing that she feared the most was another narcissist, but she didn't know exactly what that narcissist is. She just didn't want that same feeling. However, what we fear is also what we attract, because when we focus on something so much, we also draw it in. Now, she started dating somebody. Initially, they were going on really well. He was treating her good. She was really enjoying the relationship. However, because her behaviors enabled a narcissist, she brought out more of the narcissist behavior within him. I hope that makes sense to you. I know it's a big one, that is. But because her behaviors enabled a narcissist, it brought out the narcissist behaviors in him more. And now this man started to become a bit more controlling because she allowed it, she enabled it. She would ask for permission for everything. She would say sorry at all of the little things. And therefore, it gave him permission to be a bit more ruder to her, control her more, tell her that she couldn't go out with her friends, all these different things. That's what he was saying to her. And therefore, she attracted again the thing that she didn't want. And she was stuck in that new relationship, and it took her so long to break out of it because it was what she was used to, and she also got treated that way at home, so she felt trapped. And it wasn't until a point that she got to break free from it. And then she came to me and we started working on her behaviors, her mindset, and how could she not attract that again. And this is exactly what we're going to be doing on this video. Narcissist behavior that we become familiar with. What we have to do is we have to stop that behavior. We have to set boundaries. And a boundary is an agreement that we have with ourselves and also another person. With a narcissistic person, sometimes they try and control your energy. We can argue, is it on purpose or not? Sometimes it's unconscious. Maybe they got treated that way. Most of the time that I see in my world is they lacked love and compassion, and they were treated disrespectfully. And then when they became stronger, the world started treating them better, and therefore they thought this is a good way to continue. And they carried on that strategy, even though it was hurting people, but it was better than them being hurt and lonely and afraid, which is deep down what's going on within that narcissist. They can heal, but it does take a lot of work. Now, with that client, she had to set boundaries between the narcissistic mum and herself, which meant, Mum, I'm going out. I'll be back later on. What time are you back? I need you back for this time, this, you have this responsibility, that, you have so many things to do. And she goes, Mum, I'll be back later. I'm 25 years old. I'll be back later. And now her mother's control was like overbearing. So she'll call, message, say really bad stuff to her. But what happened was she started to ignore that and said, Mum, I don't want you to talk to me like this. I don't want the relationship to continue like this. It took a while for her to set this boundary, but the freedom happened when she stopped letting her mum control her. That she said, you know what, I'm going out today. I'm going to go enjoy myself. And instead of being out and expecting and fearing all these calls and messages and talking about her mother that calls her and abuses her and hurts her, because that just keeps that energy continued. Instead, she went and had a good time and enjoyed herself with her friends and people that she loved. And then when she came back, she said, Mum, I'm a grown adult. Just give me my space. And it took a bit of time to break free from that control, but she did. And sometimes these boundaries, these experiments that we have to do with the people that we love, we have to set them clear. We have to put a boundary in place, an agreement. Mum, I need my own space. Mum, I need to do this. These are key factors for this woman that had the narcissistic mother to be able to set a boundary and not be afraid to set it clearly to her. And also understand her own agreements. She had to start understanding what makes me happy, going out with my friends, reading, going for walks, having that freedom to go out to any time that I want, as opposed to being controlled. That's what made her happy. Now, as she started to get clearer on them agreements that she had, then she could bring them agreements into a relationship. And as long as she's clear on it, firm, then she'll be able to carry that agreement and carry them agreements into the relationship that she creates, which will actually push away a narcissist. Because if you're clear on who you are when you first get into a relationship, then the narcissist would actually be scared of you. The way you push away a narcissist and get them out of your life is you have to be clear on who you are, what makes you happy, what serves you, what are your routines, what are your habits. So now if I try and come and control you and I'm a narcissist, and I'm saying you can't do this, you can't do that, but you're already clear on who you are, and you say, no, this is what makes me happy, so this is exactly what I'm going to do. And that narcissist won't be able to handle it. Guess what? They will leave. So that's the key to it. They will actually leave. And also, you will attract a better vibrational person, because that person, when you start valuing your time, who you are, and knowing yourself more, you naturally come across better people that value themselves more, that know themselves more, because you have better conversations, and that clarity you share to them allows them to also share the clarity about their life and be conscious and aware of the clarity you have in your life. Let me just say that again, because I know it's a bit of a tongue twister there. When you're clear with, oh, I have yoga in the morning, I'm going gym, I'm working out, I'm doing this, and they respect that and see that in you, they will appreciate your world and not try and control it. However, if we start a new relationship, and if at the start of the relationship this person goes, tell me about you, what do you love, who are you, and you just start saying, I just love you, whatever you want me to be, I'll be whoever you want, okay, I'm sorry if I'm late, I'm sorry if I've done something wrong, it allows an opportunity for them to control you. So let's look at that in a bit more details. What happens when we allow somebody? What enables it? And I know it's a tough conversation, but what does enable this behavior for somebody to be able to control you? One of the key things that enables a behavior for someone to control you is asking too much for forgiveness. If you know that they're in the wrong, say for example, they didn't call you, they stood you up, or they cancelled a date, or they came late, you don't say sorry for that. They should say sorry for coming late or whatever action they've done. If you say sorry, you allow them to get away with that behavior. And this means that they're going to continue doing it because you've already given them that freedom to get away with it. If they're talking to another person, if they're cheated, or if they're making bad remarks about you, if they're gaslighting you, they're putting you down, then you need to highlight that. Oh, whoa, don't talk to me that way. Or, oh, I don't like it when you diminish the thing that I say. It's not good for me. I don't feel good. I don't like it when you knock my confidence. You have to voice that across. Because when you don't and you just let it slide, you just let it go to keep the peace of the relationship, then you enable their behavior to continue treating you this way. And that's not what we want. Because ultimately we end up in that trap again. And we want to be able to break out of that trap to be free so that you can really be able to enjoy the relationship. One key thing that somebody that stops and somebody that attracts healthier relationships, what they have is healthier boundaries. And a boundary is one of the most beautiful things that you could put into a relationship, because a boundary enables me to be clear with you and you to be clear with me. It takes away the chaos from a relationship. A simple boundary, and a very common one that most people knows, is, are we exclusive or not? Right? That's a very simple but very beautiful boundary. The reason why it's powerful and simple is because if I know we're exclusive, I know that we're not talking or messaging or dating other people. However, if we don't know and we just assume, I had a client, she would assume straight away, oh, after 3 dates, I'm not going to talk to anyone else. And I assume that he's doing the same thing. He's not talking to anyone. And because of that, she would always end up in chaos because there was no clarity. There was one woman and she was dating this guy for 2 years. And I asked her, so when did you both become official, boyfriend, girlfriend? She goes, oh, we didn't quite have that conversation. Interesting. She goes, we just know. Very interesting. So you just know? Yeah, we just know that we're right for each other. Okay, very interesting. A couple of months later, I asked her, how was the relationship? She goes, we broke up. I goes, what happened? He was talking to other women. I went, whoa, how did that happen? I thought you just knew. And she goes, well, I tried to have that conversation with him and he said we wasn't exclusive, so I was allowed. And this poor woman, she was heartbroken, tears flying out of her eyes. I had to help her for a while to really get her to believe in herself again. She thought this man was the one. And he could have been the one. But when there's chaos in the relationship, when there's no clarity, write this down, clarity is power. When there's no clarity within a relationship, there's chaos that's created. So from her standard, she wasn't talking to anyone else. But from his standard, we have to be exclusive and formally discussed in order for the relationship to work. So if that hasn't happened, then the relationship doesn't work. That was a difference in standards. Now, clarity and boundaries or an agreement can save that trouble. And also it gives a beautiful feeling for both people. When you can agree to be boyfriend, girlfriend, or being exclusive, it creates the next level to the relationship. You can work towards the next level, the next goal, the next area of growth. This really helps a relationship blossom and also create healthy boundaries to create a healthy relationship. Because if that person was talking to someone else, then at least you can clearly say, what is going on? This is against the boundaries. We're exclusive. Why are you talking to someone else? Instead of them saying, well, we didn't have that conversation. That's a very simple one. Another one is expressing how we feel. So if a narcissistic person was coming into your life and they were controlling you, sometimes people, they diminish what they're feeling to allow that person to be happy because they put their needs above their own. So what they do is they go, fine, I won't go out with my friends and I'll stay at home to make you happy. That ultimately isn't going to make him happy because him or her happy because it's only a form of control. And that control is coming from a fear that's deep down inside of them. So what we really want to do is address that fear. We want to say, what's making you feel scared? What's making you worried about me going out with my friends? I'm afraid someone's going to chat you up. I'm afraid that somebody's going to catch your eyes and you might not like me. Then we can go into a conversation of reassuring them. Well, no, I like you and that's why I'm with you. And when I'm with somebody, I'm very loyal and never cheat and never talk to anyone else. Then that reassurance can come in. But if we just let it slide and don't go out with our friends, then that person's fear is still building up inside of them and it still needs to be released. This is just one form of releasing, was that control. However, the next time something else comes up, that fear is going to grow again and come out again. And it's going to go, well, I don't want you to do this either. And if you say, okay, I won't, then they're going to be like, okay, well, I feel better. Short term, instantly I feel better. However, long term, there's no difference. I'm still feeling fear inside of me. I'm still feeling that worry every time you're leaving. What I need to do is really address that deeper issue, that deeper monster inside of me. And we need to have an honest conversation and say, look, do you like me? Do you see things growing between us? Are you happy in the relationship or not? Do you think I'm a good partner? And do you see a relationship, a future growing? That's probably what that fear needs, is to understand where their future is and understand, why is this fear coming up? Do I feel like you don't like me enough? Or do I feel like we haven't been connecting recently? Do I feel like there's no love in the relationship? There's no passion within the relationship. And that's why I feel like you might cheat or leave or do something that's going to affect the relationship in a negative way. But if we have that conversation, and you can do that with some wine, you can do that with some tea, you can do that in a very pleasant way. You can say, how is the relationship right now? What do you want more from me in the relationship? What are you enjoying in the relationship? As we can ask these powerful questions about what do you like, what do you want more in the relationship? You can do this monthly, you can do this annually. Monthly is really good because it allows us to check in really fast. Me and my family, actually, we do this over Christmas. We do it more annually. And this year we said to each other, what more would you like from me for this relationship to blossom? And one person said to me, Sonny, I want you to help me push on with relationships more. I want you to just give me that kick to find love and find a relationship. And the other person, I said, you know what? I see how fun you are with your friends and everyone else. I would love for you to bring that energy to us. I want you to put that same energy that you give to others into this relationship, into the family, because that's going to help us build a more powerful, loving relationship and connection. And this was such a healthy way for us to be able to say, let's improve, let's create a better relationship for the future. Me and my wife, we do this all the time actually. We was just recently away in Barcelona. It was a beautiful trip away to reconnect with each other. It was a full moon, so the energy was heightened within us. If you don't know about the full moon, no, the full moon, it's proven to affect the tide and the sea. And our body is 60 to 70% water, so it affects us as well. So whatever emotions are building up inside of us, it builds it up and then it has to release. And that's the power of the full moon. So we had a conversation when we was out there and we said, what would you like for this relationship to grow? And my wife said to me, Sonny, I want to talk more about our financials and about our future, about where we're going to be investing in. So we said, okay, well, let's arrange a time where we can actually discuss this more and set up a plan to be able to create an opportunity for us to talk about our finances and talk about where we want to invest and what we want to do with our money. And that was a really healthy, loving conversation. And I also said for my wife, what I would love for you to do is give me that support. When something's bothering you and I highlight it, don't just ignore it. And don't just diminish it. Just say to me, Sonny, you know what? I've got it. Let's talk about it. Let's find the solution and resolve it. And by having that conversation, we was able to really share and we felt better afterwards. We reconnected afterwards. But we was able to share more about how we want. And I know for some of you, you're saying, Sonny, I tried that with my family when I was younger, and guess what? I got burnt. I tried telling them I don't feel good around this, or when you're around that narcissistic person, and you tried to voice how you're feeling, and they ignored you, and they diminished it. Well, that is true. Some people would do that, but remember, they left your life now. That narcissistic person, they're leaving. And what you must do is practice this way, even with your family and people close to you. And if they leave your life or they move away a little bit, it's fine. Because remember, this is your life. Remember, it's your life, and you have to be clear about what you want in this world. The relationship, the happiness, the greatness that you want to achieve in this world. You have to be clear on it. Because that narcissistic person, they're just feeding off your energy. And if you're just giving up your energy all the time, then guess what? They're just getting stronger and stronger, and you're just getting more diminished. So you have to be clear with who you're giving your time to. And if they don't respect you talking openly and honestly, then guess what? They're showing you the sign that you need to move away from them. This is what we got to look at. This is another key point, is look at the signs. If they are diminishing what you say, if they're ignoring what you say, if they're putting it down and laughing at you, something to think about. If they're just laughing and going, yeah, whatever, or they're not encouraging the conversation, or they're taking a mick or taking a piss out of you, then guess what? Something to think about. How much time do I want to allocate to you in the future? If that's family, if that's cousins, if that's friends, if mother, parents, anyone around you, colleagues, a partner, you got to think, how much time do I really want to allocate to you? Because your time allocation is your energy allocation. So let's go. I know we've spoken about a couple of things there. The mindset. Let's talk about mindsets. What is a mindset of somebody that enables and allows that narcissistic person to come into their life? Sometimes they're in fear. Fear that they won't find another partner. So this is what they must settle with. Then a mindset that they're not good enough, because they're so used to being talked down to and disrespected. It's naturally part of their belief system that they're not good enough. We have to be able to really eliminate that. And one of the ways to eliminate that is with these 4 questions from a woman called Byron Katie. And what she talks about is these 4 questions that eliminates it. So if it is for you, am I good enough to have a partner that truly treats me good? And you're saying, no, I'm not good enough because no one's treated me that way. Well, you got to ask yourself, is it true that you're not good enough? Is it absolutely true that you're not good enough? And maybe one of the answers there was no, or maybe, or I'm not sure. And that's all we need, is a bit of an opening. The third question is, how do you become, when you believe that thought, that you're not good enough? What comes up inside of you? If what comes up inside of you is, well, you allow that kind of behavior, you shy away, you get scared. And the 4th question is, what would life be like if you never had that thought? Because that's all it is a thought that you've believed for long enough. And many of my clients would say, well, Sonny, if I never had that thought, then my life would be really beautiful. I'll be open. I'll be able to walk away from a relationship that's not serving me. I will be able to speak up. I won't stand for it. And then what's the opposite thought? So if it's I'm not good enough, it'll be I am good enough. And if you were good enough, how would life be 2 years from now? If you believed you were good enough for that beautiful relationship, then what would life be like? And most of my clients would say, well, I'll create that beautiful relationship because I'm good enough for that. Because when you realize you are good enough, you know what you tolerate. You realize, actually, I'm good enough for this beautiful relationship, life, and this partner should treat me good, and I'll treat them good. And I'll be open to communicate, and I'll be open to listen to them. And we'll respect each other, and we'll give each other space and be there for each other. It's really key. Now, some of the behaviors that open up that opportunity. Well, another mindset thing is, again, negative self-talk. This is almost a behavior as well. When we're talking bad about ourselves, when we're being disrespectful to who we are, we open space for another person to be disrespectful to us. We allow another person to be disrespectful because we are disrespecting ourselves. If every day I was looking in the mirror and said, Sonny, I hate you, you're stupid. Why'd you make that mistake? Why do you allow people to talk to you like this? Why are you like this? Oh, you're such a fool. Now someone comes into my life and says, Sonny, you're an amazing person. I'll go, hey, I don't believe you. I don't trust what you're saying. And then I was like, no, I mean it. All right, what do you want? Are you after something? What are you after? And then when they do say horrible things to me, I'll say, something I like about you, you're honest. It's because I'm talking bad to myself, so that when they disrespect me and trap me, imprisonment, and keep me reframed and stop me from being who I really want to be and stopping me shine, I allow it. And that's because I'm doing it to myself. And this is what we're tolerating. We're tolerating what we're doing to ourselves. So to change that, we need to start talking to ourselves better. Positive self-talk. We need to start seeing who we are, the incredible person that we are. I ask my clients, and I ask you too, write down a list of 50 things, 50 reasons why you are good enough. 50 reasons why you are good enough as a human being, as a person. And most of my clients, they struggle with that initially. They write down 5. Okay, I'm funny, I'm caring, I'm loving, I'm ambitious. And then they have to go deeper. They go, whoa, Sonny, this is hard. I go, okay, well, this is exactly what we want to do. We want to go deeper inside. Because we want to build pillars like a colosseum inside of you. So if any narcissist came up to you and said, you know what, I don't like you for this, instead of you believing them and saying, yeah, you're right, instead we say, well, I've got another 49 pillars to my strength of who I am. And I'm an amazing person and I know I'm good enough. So I want to ask you to do the same. I want you to do 10 things every night for 5 nights, 10 reasons why you are more than enough. And please get clear on this. Think about childhood, think about 10 years ago, think about university, qualifications, travels that you've been on by yourself, opportunities that you've taken by yourself. Think about all of these amazing things that you've done with your life and then write them down so you're clear on why you are more than enough. So write down these pillars and these strengths because you're caring, because you're kind, because you've been there for your family, because you've supported them, because you've been such an amazing person for the people that are in your life. And as you do that, you really create such a beautiful strength within you, a pillars, a colosseum of who you are. And that colosseum will be their inner beliefs and strengths that create healthier relationships. So if that narcissistic ever wants to come back into your life, guess what? You're never going to tolerate that. If that narcissist wants to say to you, you're ugly, you're not going to find anyone else, well, you know that's not true because you have 50 reasons why you are more than enough. You have 50 reasons why you're more than enough for a beautiful relationship. a client of mine, she goes to me, suddenly I was on a dating app and this guy started talking to me, and she's 34 years old. She's very beautiful, kind, loving. I started talking to this guy and he said to her, "Oh, let's go on a date." She said, "I'm not too sure. Let's jump on a call first and then maybe we'll go on a date after that." He said, "You know what, forget this. You're 34, you're old, soon you won't be able to have kids, so you should be happy that I even asked you out on a date." A sign of a narcissist. Somebody that can't take no or can't take a difference in their opinion, because when I always want to be in control and you deviate from my plan, I can't handle it and I get aggressive and rude and abusive. That was a big sign, a big red flag. This poor woman, she didn't do her 50 reasons why. She didn't have it stacked up by that point. And she felt it deep down inside of her. She was, maybe he's right. Maybe I won't be able to find love. Maybe I should be with him because I won't be able to have a child in a couple of years. And because of that, one of her pillars, she only had a few, got knocked. And she started to doubt herself. And then she came off the apps and she got really down, really sad. And she was really feeling hurt. She didn't want to date for a while because that one person. She was even contemplating dating this guy after he was so rude to her. But it really knocked her. That's because she didn't believe enough in herself. It was because she didn't take that time to believe in who she is. So I really want you to do this exercise, start building up again. We asked her to rebuild and we rebuilt her self-value about who she is. And we asked her to release and let go of anyone that isn't serving her in her life. And she did. And then she went and found a beautiful relationship, because our frequency is such an important thing. If our frequency is of fear, we're quite closed. And then it's very easy for that narcissist to come and control us, because when you're already in fear, you're already in doubt. And then that narcissist is also in fear, but they've learned to control the fear, and then they control you, and then it becomes very easy and natural for that connection to build. But when you let go of that fear, that doubt, that worry, when you let go of them insecurities, them people that put you down, them thoughts and beliefs that don't serve you anymore, you start believing in yourself. You start vibrating at a better level. And people come and respect you more for who you are. They treat you better for who you are. And as they treat you better, respect you more, treat you the way you should be treated, because now you're showing the way you should be treated. You are showing that vibration and radiating that inner confidence, that inner belief, and that knowingness that you are enough. As you show that inside of you, and you show that inside and out, and you radiate it, then you naturally come across people that treat you better, that treat you with more respect. And the ones that treat you with respect, guess what? They respect themselves. And as they respect and value themselves, they value and respect you. However, if they didn't respect themselves, then they'll try and control you or diminish you or limit you. However, when you respect yourself, you radiate that energy, and naturally you come across the same people that are at the same energy. Someone asked me the other day, Sonny, it's just like law of attraction. I go, it's similar. And he goes, but how do you just focus on something and it comes into your life? I goes, well, the way you focus on something and it comes into your life is there's always possibilities wherever we are. And our brain can't accumulate all of the possibilities. Otherwise, we'll be looking everywhere all at once. And our brain has to narrow down and focus on a few things to keep us safe. And normally we delete a lot of things. And what we keep is the things that we're familiar with. And the reason why is because the brain goes, well, we survived one day, maybe we survive another and another and another. And what's familiar is also known as what's comfortable. And what's comfortable is that current life. But in all possibilities, there are differences. There are great people around, but there's also bad people around. But it's how we tunnel our focus. It's something called the reticulated activating system. The reticulated activated system is something inside of our brain that It's the manager of the sensory overload. It's a manager of being able to see everything at once, however, focusing on the thing that we want the most. Let me ask you quickly, has this ever happened to you before where somebody's asked you to go get something from the kitchen, and as you're on the way into the kitchen, you said, I can't find it. You go inside the kitchen, say it's the salt or the pepper, you go inside the kitchen and you can't find it. You're looking, you can't find it. You go back out and you tell them, I can't find it. So then they go to the kitchen and they say, look, it was right in front of you. Well, that is a reticulated activated system. When you command your brain and you say, I can't see something, well, you're commanding the reticulated activated system not to see it. And therefore, you don't see it anywhere around you. Even how hard you try, even if it is in front of you, you can't see it because the sensors are not looking for it because you've already commanded it not to look for it. I gave this example to a client recently. It's like you walk into a coffee shop. As you walk into the coffee shop, and if you are saying, how clean is this coffee shop? If that's a question you're asking yourself, how clean is this coffee shop? Then you're looking around and you're saying, oh, there's a dirty cup there. There's tissue on the floor. Oh, there's a bit of dirt in the sink. Wow, this is a very dirty coffee shop. Or if someone else comes in and says, you know what, I'm having a beautiful day and there's amazing people around me. They come into the same coffee shop and they're looking at all of the amazing people around them. They look at one table and they see an old couple that have been together for ages and they have such a beautiful romance and connection together. They look over to another table and there's a sweet kid that's being kind to the mother. They look over at another table and they see two friends laughing and having a great time. Same coffee shop, same perceptions. Well, not same perceptions, but same environment. However, what we focus on is different. Now, as we let go of the focus of narcissists, we have to replace it to focus on what you want, which is a healthy, loving relationship. A secure, healthy, loving relationship. So now we must refocus our brain to see healthy, loving relationships. Kind, honest, secure. People that know they're enough and that encourage other people to shine as well. Because as we see this in the world and we start to focus our attention on this, then you can attract it into your life. The more you can focus on what you want, the more you draw it into your life. With some people, focus a little bit, but then they go back to what they fear the most and they attract that back into their life. Because it's the same situation, same possibilities wherever we are. However, what we focus on draws in a different person, a different energy. Even though when we're out and about, it's easy for us to see the same thing anywhere that we are. So to wrap up, in order for you to be able to attract a healthy, loving relationship, you must first focus on that. And you must want that. You must notice the signs of a healthy, loving relationship, a healthy partner. You must know what you tolerate. You must set boundaries with the people that are in your life, if they're controlling, if they're not, or anyone that's ever put you down. You either let them go or you set boundaries in that relationship. You must set boundaries with yourself, to respect yourself, to give yourself that time, that space for yourself to feel good. Go out for walks, have a nice bath, journal. These are key things for you to start recognizing that person inside of you and treating yourself good. You must start to see and value who you are. Give yourself that respect and also value and respect other people. Don't be over apologetic. Understand if they make a mistake, then it's their fault and it's their right to apologize to you. Observe that. See that. See how your interactions change. Most of all, start to affirm, I'm attracting better people into my life. I remember I brought on this affirmation into my life a few years ago when I was going through a lot. I was meeting so many new people. I was on this red high. However, I was scared. I was thinking, what if I attract the wrong people into my life? What if I attract negative people into my life? So I started to affirm every day, God, the universe, please just bring in incredible, loving people into my life. And I noticed the people that would come into my life, I could be myself with, I could be authentic, and the right ones will stay. However, the other ones, they would disappear. And that was a key thing that I noticed. It's the same for you. I would love for you to take on this affirmation because it's really served me, and I'm sure it'll serve you. Focus on what you want. Affirm to the universe, God, only bring in the most incredible, loving people into my life. Set boundaries with yourself. Understand what you're clear on for your own life. Also set boundaries with your friends, with family, and the people around you. Let go of these negative people that don't serve you. Anyone that puts you down, anyone that makes you feel less, let go of them and open up to new people, greater people coming into your life. And finally, write your list, your 50 reasons why you are more than enough. And although it will be challenging, it will be a great healing for you. Please subscribe because we're going to be doing more videos of helping, as well as meditations and other things to get you into the right mindset for love. I look forward to helping you on your journey of love and realizing your true potential. Thank you so much. I'm your host and guide, Sunny Serkon. And if you did find value from this, please leave a comment as I read all of them and it would mean a lot to me.